Okay, live. Hi guys, I think I'm live now. Let me know if you can see me and if you can hear me. If everything is good, we'll start today's session. Today's session is about the marks that you would need to get to 99 percentile. I'll also talk about the strategy that you should use to try to get to 90 percentile, which is a fantastic percentile. It is a dream percentile for many people. Like when somebody starts preparing for CAT, most of the time they aim to get 99 plus. So it is a very nice target to have. So let us discuss that. If you have just joined us for the first time, please do subscribe to our channel and please do click on the bell icon. Please do like this stream so that when we go live the next time, mostly we go live every Tuesday at around 8 p.m. you will get a notification. So if you have any doubts with respect to CAT preparation, please do let me know. The notification for CAT is expected to come maybe in a week or so. The tentative date is already known. Anybody can message when they are expecting the. Anybody can guess what the date will be. Most of the people are already saying that it will be held on November 26th. So if you have any idea, please do let us know. If you have any doubts with respect to your CAT journey, please do let me know within like another 5-10 minutes after we wait for people to come. Then we will discuss the strategy that you would need to get to 99 percentile. Let me look at some of the questions that people have answered. Hi Vikas, Vikas Gangwar has joined us. He is one student who joins us regularly for both our paid booster live sessions as well as our free YouTube streams. So very nice to see you Vikas. Whenever you come and say hi, it makes me feel that there are many people who are actually benefiting a lot from these kind of sessions. So they're attending these regularly. So Vikas is saying, good evening sir, I'm able to attempt maximum 2 RCs and the verbal section. How can I improve my speed to 3 RCs plus verbal section, and thanks for all the advices. I'll tell you what my strategy is for verbal section, and then I think you can take something from it. The way I look at it is when I attempt a mock, before I attempt a mock or even the examination, actual CAT examination, I try to reach the center say around 45 minutes early. I try to be in my seat 45 minutes early and I try to do some meditation. I try to do some breathing exercises, or as they say pranayam, to calm myself down. So when the exam starts, verbal is the first section that we face. So because I reach the examination hall early and I'm also slightly calm when I actually start the section, my brain is very, very active. It is very calm, very nice. It is not tired. It is very fresh. So I try to attempt RCs when I first start off. And I try to get 2 RCs done at the start. And after doing 2 RCs, in general, I feel that RCs are very intensive. For me, I have to concentrate a lot when I do an RC, because I don't want to read the same passage again and again. We don't have time for that. So what I do is I go through the passage and I try to understand what each paragraph is saying. I might not know exactly, but I try to get a flow of the passage. That okay, the author is setting the tone over here. He is discussing some idea over here. And then the next passage he is discussing something completely new. I try to get these kind of things done when I read the passage for the first time, and then I go ahead and I try to answer the questions. When I'm looking at an answer, every time when I look at a question, I try to figure out where in the passage it is. I go back and I read only that specific line in the passage so that I am very sure about the accuracy of my answers. This is how I actually start RCs. I read the passage, I don't skim through it. Skim through it is too passive a way of reading it. I try to read it, I try to understand it, but I don't reread it. The first time I read it only once. And once I read it, then I go to the questions. Once I'm looking at the questions, and once I look at the question, for every question, I try to go back to the passage and I try to read that particular paragraph from the passage so that my accuracy will be very good. And I do it for the first 2 RCs. The first RC typically takes, say, around 7-8 minutes. The next RC also will take around, say, 7-8 minutes. So I'll have typically around, say, 25 minutes left. I'm done with 2 RCs. By this time, because as I was saying, RCs are intensive, I am tired. After 2 RCs, I'm definitely tired. I can't concentrate as well. So then I go back and I attempt some verbal questions. They might be para summaries, they might be para jumbles. I attempt some verbal questions because verbal questions I feel are slightly less intensive. The reason for that is because you have less to lose in a verbal question. What I mean by that is, if in a RC, if you are reading passively, you feel you're concentrating, but you're not concentrating. And you go through a paragraph and then you feel, okay, I don't understand this. Then you are completely lost. You have to again go back to the start of the paragraph and then you have to go through all of it. Okay. So what was I saying? Yeah. again, like it is happening now, it can happen even in an examination where you suddenly lose your chain of thought. So in an RC, if you lose that chain of thought, it wastes a lot of time. But in a verbal question, it is not as intensive, because if you are not able to concentrate, if you are reading a para summary, after the first 2 lines, your mind wanders off and then you lose your concentration. But then you realize, okay, I haven't concentrated, let me go through it again. Then you can again come back, you waste only maybe 30 seconds or a minute. But in a reading comprehension, you waste a lot of time. Because of that, I put a lot of pressure on myself when I'm actually reading comprehensions to not wander off, to concentrate a lot, because of which I find it more intensive. Anyway, after finishing 2 RCs, I try to do say 3 or 4 verbal questions. Then I go back to the third RC. Again, I'm like full like stressed out. I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself that I have to focus a lot. I have to get that RC done in one reading. I don't want to do multiple readings because that wastes a lot of time, which I don't have. The third RC also, I'm able to force myself to do that. And then I come back to verbal questions, maybe I answer 2 verbal questions. And then I again go back to the last RC. This time I'm very tired. I don't have a lot of time also. So I completely skim through the passage for the 4th RC. 4th RC, I don't read a lot. I just go through each of the paragraph very fast, trying to understand what the passage is about. Then I look at the questions and I try to answer to the best of my abilities. My accuracy in the 4th RC will not be good. I kind of know that. But I just feel that statistically it makes sense for me to attempt the RC rather than not attempt it. Because many times I'm able to at least eliminate one option. And like I mentioned in one of my earlier streams, if you are not able to eliminate any option, if you are just if you are just marking some option randomly, the expected marks you get from it is 0. Because you get +3 for a correct answer and -1 for a wrong answer. If you calculate the expected marks you get without knowing anything, it is exactly equal to 0. But if you are able to eliminate one option, then your expected marks will be positive. And I have confidence in myself that if I skim through the passage and if I look at the questions, I am able to at least eliminate one option. The 3 options I might not be able to eliminate, but at least one option I can eliminate. This is basically what I trust myself in. And then I put some option and then I finish the RC. And then I go back the last 2-3 minutes of verbal section. I try to do verbal questions, again, which are less intensive. I try to prepare myself mentally for the LRDA section. And this is how I basically attempt the verbal section. I hope that this has helped you. Basically, what you can take away from this is start off by reading comprehension. That is one. Second, try to be calm when you start the section. Try to be prepared while you're attempting the section. So at least if you're taking a mock also, sit at your desk for at least 10 minutes calmly before the section starts. You should be very calm when the section starts so that you can give a very good go. Your start for the mock should be very good. This is basically what I would recommend you to do. Guys, we have close to 100 people who are watching us live. I really want to get at least 125 likes before the stream ends. Please do like the stream, guys. We have only 30 likes. I want to get to at least 125 likes before the stream ends. And if you have any doubts with respect to your CAT preparation, please do let me know. I'll try to answer it. And now let us discuss the marks that you would need to get to 99 percentile. Let us look at the marks that got 99 percentile. The overall marks in CAT 2022, the total marks, the maximum mark that you can get was 198. There were 66 questions. 66 into 3 is 198. Same is the case even in 2021. Again, there were 66 questions. Into 3 is 198. Now, in both of these, there is actually a wide difference in the 99 percentile. In CAT 2022, where the paper, in my opinion, was difficult, which is actually known even if you're looking at the marks that were needed for 99 percentile. In 99 percentile in CAT 2022 was 84 marks approximately. Based on normalization, based on the different slots and all, you can get +1, +2 marks here and there. But around 84 marks were needed in CAT 2022 out of 198 for 99 percentile. If you're looking at CAT 2021, where the paper was slightly easier, in CAT 2021, you needed around 97 marks out of 198 to get 99 percentile. And in CAT 2020, there were more questions. There were 76 questions. So the maximum marks was 228. You needed around 101 marks to get 99 percentile. Overall, I would recommend you to, because the difficulty level also of the paper might change. But typically, if you're scoring around 90 marks out of say around 200, you would be mostly getting in 99 percentile. This is what you have to look at. Now, how can you actually score 90 marks? If you're looking at the individual split of last year, for example, verbal section to get 99 percentile, you would need around 40 marks. In LRDI, you would need around 30 marks. And in Quant, you would need around 33 marks. So in Quant, around 33. LRDA around 30, and in verbal you need around 40. If you are adding all of them up, you are getting around 100 marks, and in CAT 2022, 100 marks would get you 99.5 plus. It is an extremely good score. Remember that in CAT 2022, you will get 99 percentile if you are getting 84 marks. Now, once you know that, how should you actually attempt and how should you strategize your scores in different sections? This is what I always mentioned. If you are looking to get 99 percentile plus, then it makes your job will become very easy if you are able to ace one section completely. For example, just look at what last time's scores were. Last time, if you got 84 overall, you are getting 99 percentile. And say you are somebody who is very good at verbal. Verbal 99 percentile is 40. Now, somebody who is very good at verbal should be aiming to score say 99.5. So, if you are getting around say 45 marks in verbal, that is around say 99.3, 99.4 percentile. Now, if you're getting 45 in verbal, you just need 40 more marks from LRDA and Quant. So, if you're able to ace one section, the 99 percentile mark becomes very easy. That is the same even in Quant. Quant 99 percentile was 33. If you're good at Quant, and if you are aiming to score say 99.5, 99.6, you should be getting around 40 marks plus in Quant. And then again in the remaining two sections of verbal and LRDA, you would need only around 40 marks. So if you are looking to score 90 percentile, the easiest way, the best way in my opinion is trying to score 40 plus in either verbal or Quant. Obviously, you can't put your hopes on LRDA because LRDA is very fickle. Many times you might not get an idea. Many times you might make one silly mistake, and then there will be a lot of teeter questions in LRDA also. So you might get many questions wrong. You don't really know it. You can't really put your hopes or your strategy on LRDA, but you can definitely put your hopes and strategy on either verbal or Quant. So if you're looking to score 90 percentile, my advice is to become very good at either verbal or Quant. In one of these two sections, you have to at least score 40 plus. So that the remaining two sections, if you are very good at verbal, then the remaining two sections will be Quant and LRDA. You would need around 40-45 marks in two sections combined, which I think for a 99 percentiler is not very difficult. This is basically the strategy that I would use. Let me answer a few questions before I continue with my ideas. Please do like the stream, guys. We have close to 100 people who are watching us live. We have only 60 likes. We can definitely get to 125 likes before the stream ends. If you have any doubts, please do let me know. Okay, let me answer some questions that people have asked. Srivardhan Vats is saying, this year I managed to score 91.27 percentile, but only got calls from 4 baby amps. Srivardhan, it is over. That year is over, that calendar year, that CAT session is over. The interviews are over, the results are out. People have actually already joined their MBA. They're starting their MBA. Right now, I would recommend you to not focus on what calls you got, what interviews you got, what converts you got. You have less than 4 months till CAT. Like I mentioned earlier, there is a lot of speculation that the date of CAT 2023 will be November 26th. And so you have actually, you have less than or around 4 months left for CAT 2023. Just 4 months. These are 4 very important months. If you put in the effort these 4 months without any distractions, I'm sure you will do very well in CAT 2023. That is what you should look at. You should not look backwards, you should only look forwards. Looking backwards is trying to understand where you went wrong, or what interview calls you had, or what your profile looks like, or those kind of things won't help you this time. This time what will help you is how to make the best use of the remaining 4 months. Kumari Priya is saying, how many marks to get 99 percentile? 99 percentile in CAT 2022, you required around 84 marks out of 198. So to get 99 percentile, like I mentioned earlier, try to score 40 marks plus in either Quant or verbal. Try to score very high in one of these two sections, so that the required percentile or the required marks from the remaining two sections are not very high. This, I think, is the best way, the most efficient way to try to score 90 percentile, where you become very good at one section. Is it possible to get 8 to 9 questions correct by just doing the basics in Quant? See, in general, I don't like these kind of questions. I'm sorry if I'm being rude, but somebody who says that I'll just do the basics of Quant is not giving me the seriousness that I would expect from a CAT aspirant. The CAT aspirant should feel that I'm going to do everything in my ability to do well in CAT. That is how you should really look at it. It is not something that you just do a half-hearted job and you get into a good college. That won't happen. Life doesn't work that way. Life will work only if you give your best every single day for the remaining 4 months, and on the day of the examination, whatever you can do, you should do. If you are able to push yourself by 1% more every single day, you should do that. The reason you should do that is because there are thousands of other students who are doing that. There are thousands of other students who really want to get into a top MBA institute next year, and they're putting in that effort. Now, if somebody is saying, I'll just do the basics in a particular section, that is not a good sign. That attitude is not going to bring you a lot of fruits. Hi sir, I joined 6 months Krakow plan, but due to work shifts and tight schedule, I lost track and I am done only with arithmetic. Is it possible to get 95 percentile? Starting from now, please suggest me a plan. 95 percentile from now is definitely possible. I'm assuming that right now you are at a level of say around 70 plus. If you're around say 70 to 75 plus, then definitely you can aspire for 95 percentile by putting in effort for the remaining 4 months. Now, what I would recommend you is very simple. Just stick to the plan that is there, that we are sending every single day. The Krakow study plan that we send to our premium students is a very good plan. It is a plan that we devised after brainstorming a lot. It will ensure that you cover all the important basics. It will also ensure that you get a lot of practice by solving questions. Many of these questions, most of these questions have video solutions. So we are putting a lot of effort in actually curating this study plan for you. All the videos are recorded by either Saili or by me. We are putting a lot of effort. What we want you to do is make the best use of it. These 4 months are very important. I would recommend you to stick to that study plan. Spend at least 2 to 3 hours every single day in finishing the study material that we are providing to you on a daily basis. Abhishek is saying, sir, I am usually good with LRDI and solve 2 sets, but I am unable to go beyond this. How do I improve my chances of touching 90 percentile in LRDI? Like I mentioned earlier, putting your hopes on LRDI is not something that I would really recommend you to do. If you're able to do well, then that's fantastic. But quant and verbal, in my opinion, are more predictable. Your scores or your percentiles are also possible to be more efficient in those two as compared to LRDI. Because LRDI, like you know, is fickle. Sometimes you will be able to solve a set. Sometimes an idea doesn't occur to you. Sometimes you read a sentence wrong, or sometimes you interpret a sentence wrong. Sometimes if it is a long LRDI set, you forget to read one line. And if you don't read one line, you are not able to solve that LRDI set. There's so many things that can go wrong in LRDI, because of which I don't want somebody to strategize 99 percentile based on the fact that they are going to ace LRDI. Having said that, if you're looking to improve in LRDI, the best way to improve in LRDI, there are 2 very good resources that I'm going to give you, and I want you to make the best use of them. One is CAT previous papers. The second one is Krakow daily targets. If you're enrolled to Krakow daily targets, there is no better resource for you than Krakow daily targets to improve in LRDI. Every single day in the Krakow daily targets, we give 1 test in quant, 1 test in verbal, and 1 LRDI set, and all of them have video solutions. If you're solving them on a daily basis, imagine how well prepared you will be on the day of the examination. You would have solved thousands of quant questions. You would have solved around say 250 LRDI sets. You would have solved around say 200 reading comprehension sets and 50 tests in para jumbles, para completions, all of them with video solutions. So on the day of the examinations, you know that you have prepared from a wide variety of diverse LRDI sets. So you will also feel very confident. Akhilesh Sagar is saying, how to improve in verbal section. Verbal section, I would say you would have to start reading a lot. So for reading a lot, what I would recommend you to do is very simple. Go to some of the important websites. Some of the important websites I already mentioned. You can go to The Guardian, you can go to New Yorker, you can go to New York Times, New York Post. Many of these, Wait But Why. There are many of these very good websites. Go to them and start reading. Make it a habit that you read at least 3 or 4 articles from each of these websites on a daily basis. You should do it not for CAT preparation, but because you like it. That is how much of a habit it should become. If you're doing it for a week, if you're doing it for 2 weeks, then suddenly you will have the urge. Do it at the same time every day. Maybe when you're having lunch, go to The Guardian and read an article. Maybe when you're having dinner, or maybe when you wake up in the morning, sometime at the scheduled time every single day, you should be reading a few articles from one of these websites, so that you become accustomed to it. It becomes a habit. This reading habit will help you quite a lot at the end of 4 months. First of all, you'll also feel that you have a diverse exposure to different ideas, different viewpoints. In addition to it, also you will have interest in different things. So, for example, if you are reading an article on say space exploration, because if you are reading the Indian Express regularly, you would have read about Chandrayaan. And if there is a passage in CAT about astronomy, about Jupiter, you would be immediately able to connect whatever you read here to whatever is there in that passage, at least to an extent where you won't get bored. If it is a completely new topic in the passage in CAT, probably you will not be able to concentrate as well. But if you have read a few articles on a related topic in the examination on the day of CAT, you will be able to concentrate better, and then you will be able to answer it with better accuracy. That is why you should start reading from today. Guys, please do like the stream. I want to get to at least 125 likes. We have close to 120 people are watching us live, but we have only 80 likes. We need at least another 45 likes before the stream ends. Raju Kumar is saying, sir, in my batch, only Saili ma'am has taken quant classes. How can I switch to your batch? Basically, the way it works is Saili teaches the concepts and I answer the questions. So if you are looking at any of the quant questions, nearly 95% of them are explained by me. But the concept is explained by Saili. So the basics are taught by Saili. I solve a lot of questions. This is how we split the teaching. Shuam is asking, what is a good study plan to follow revolving around study room to improve in quants in the next 4 months? Apart from daily video series and daily tests. The best way to use Kraku study material, we have done a video on it. Saili has explained all the important features that are there in our study plan and what is the best way in which a student who is enrolled to Kraku can make best use of it. We have made a video and we have uploaded it on YouTube. We are going to post the link for it also. Go through it so that you can understand what is the best way to use all our resources. Internal practical is saying, sir, should I focus solely on CAT exclusively without worrying about interviews now? That is a very good idea. Don't worry about interviews. That is just a distraction. Many people feel that, okay, my CGPA is bad or I have a gap year. How will I explain it in the interview? All of those things are just distractions. Psychologically, you're distracting yourself. That is not helpful right now. Right now, your focus should be only on CAT. That's it. Interviews, you'll have time to worry about interviews. And I know that I will personally help you in doing well in interviews. I know that you can improve your interview performances quite a lot in 2 months of preparation. So don't worry about interviews right now. It is just a distraction. Focus only on CAT. You should be like Arjuna from Mahabharata, where you are only focused on your target. That is the only thing that should be visible to you. You are focusing only on CAT. You are not focusing on anything else. Everything else is a distraction. Just focus on CAT. Mohit Kala is saying, to get 100% in quant, how many questions to do correct? You have to get all the questions correct to get 100% in quant. Artwati is saying, sir, I am doing daily 4-5 RCs. Will it be enough? If you are doing 4-5 RCs and if you are analyzing your performance on a daily basis, that is more than enough. Analyzing is very, very important. If you are just solving an RC, checking your score and going to the next RC, it is not helpful. Every time you do an RC, you have to analyze where you went wrong, look at the solution, look at if there is a video solution, you should look at the video solution, and then you should go to the next RC. If you are looking at the solutions, if you are analyzing properly, if you are doing 3 RCs on a daily basis, that is sufficient. Tarun is saying, can Kraku conduct live classes? Every Wednesday we have a live class. Tomorrow, for example, we have a live class in verbal, which Saili is going to take. But that is only for premium students. That is not free for everyone. How many LRDI sets should we solve on a daily basis in the coming days? Typically, I would recommend you to solve around say 2 to 3 LRDI sets every single day so that you become more confident. Mehul Kumar is saying, how is the level of Kraku mocks versus original CAT? I would recommend, I would say that we put in a lot of effort in designing our mocks to ensure that the difficulty level of our mock is very similar to the actual difficulty level that is expected in CAT. We do a lot of analysis. We look at all the previous year's papers since the last 5-6 years. I myself take CAT every single year. All the people that I work with also take CAT very regularly. So we are very well versed with the difficulty level that is expected. Every single question that comes in Kraku Dash CATs, whether it is quant or LRDI or verbal, I personally go through it. So we try to ensure that the difficulty level overall of all the questions together are very similar to what is expected in CAT. You can really trust me. If you have a doubt, you should take a mock and then you should see it for yourself. Sir, scoring around 85 percentile mocks, feel like I've reached a cap. How to move on from here? Want to score 90 percentile, dedicatedly following Kraku plan. Don't worry about the percentile on a short-term basis. Just stick to the process, keep following the Kraku plan, and you will definitely see an improvement within 2 months. You won't be able to see, maybe sometimes you'll go high, sometimes you'll go low in the short term. In the next 1-2 weeks, sometimes here and there might happen. But if you're dedicatedly following the plan, if you're taking our mock that we have mentioned every couple of weekends or so, I'm sure your percentile will improve by the end of August. By the end of August, by mid-September, if you're sticking to our Kraku plan, if you're watching all our videos and if you're solving all the questions that we have asked you to solve, I'm very certain your percentile will improve from now till mid-September. Joseph is saying, I am unable to handle the pressure of the examination. I scored 97.6% last year, but I got burnt out after VRC. Any solution? The thing is, you improve in things when you do it regularly. So for example, if I want to participate in a cycling competition, how would I go about it? I cycle every single day. I would cycle on the same time when the actual race is there. I try to ensure that my diet is good. I try to ensure that my sleep is good. All of these things I take care, and I try to recreate that race multiple times so that my performance in the race is optimized. This is what I would do. If you are having issues with respect to pressure, one thing that I tell students, which tends to typically decrease their pressure, is imagine yourself going into the examination hall. Look around yourself. You would see around 300, 400 people. All of them really want to do well in the examination, and all of them are nervous. Every single one of them is nervous. There won't be any person who is actually not nervous. And having some quantity of nervousness is actually good for you. If you are having some sort of nervousness, it means that you are actually caring about the examination. It will also ensure that you will have some adrenaline, you will be able to focus better. But you should be able to control that nervousness. How do you control it? You have to logically think that everybody over there is nervous, which is true. The only thing is you have to control it and you have to decrease it. You should perform better in this holding your nerves better than the rest. That is how you win. Now, this is something that Dhoni actually said in one of his interviews, which I really liked. Dhoni was asked, okay, why are you taking the match till the end? Why aren't you trying to finish the match early on? Then he said, see, if I'm trying to finish the match early on, I'll have to take more risks. And that I feel is not very good. I know that I am better at holding my nerves as compared to most people. So if I'm actually batting in the last over, I know that there is a good chance the bowler will lose his nerve as compared to me. So things will become easier for me in the last over. That is why I try to not take unnecessary risks at the beginning. I try to keep the match till the end because I'm sure that the other person will lose his nerve and I'll hold my nerve. That I felt was such a shrewd thing to say. That also showed a lot of confidence on Dhoni's part about how well he knows himself. Similarly, what you should tell yourself is very simple. It is impossible for you to not feel nervous. You will feel nervous on the day of the examination. But you should try to ensure that your nervousness is lesser than whatever your competitors are facing. That is the only thing that you can control. And I think if you tell yourself this, and if you take enough mocks, you will be able to hold your nerves better. Okay guys, I'll answer a couple of other questions before ending the stream. If you have any doubts or if you have any queries, please do comment below. How much percentile in Krakow mocks is equivalent to 99 percentile in actual CAT? This is a question that somebody asked, Mehul I think has asked. In my opinion, like I mentioned, the scores in CAT will be very similar to the scores that you get in dash CATs, because we design dash CATs in such a way that we try to replicate the actual CAT to the best of our abilities. So if you are scoring around say 85 marks in our dash CATs, you can expect to score around 99 percentile in the actual CAT. Nihal Singh Bhogal is saying, sir, I am scoring around 35 marks in quant sectionals, but while taking mocks, my score drops to 20. Do you have any suggestions? Nihal, I think one of the reasons that is happening is because when you're taking a sectional, your mind is fresh. You're just attempting the test for 40 minutes. You are directly attempting quant. You are not tired. But if you are actually attempting a mock, first you take verbal, then you take LRDA, and finally you come to quant. So probably you are more tired. That is the reason your score is actually decreasing. So try to ensure that your stamina builds. Your stamina is very important. You will have to become probably physically fitter. I don't know how fit you are, but I have noticed that people who exercise often tend to have better concentration levels. So I am actually a fairly serious chess player, and many of the chess players also tend to improve their physical fitness so that they can sit on the board and concentrate for 2 hours, 3 hours at a stretch. So many times when they feel that people are losing in the end game in chess, what they try to do is improve their physical fitness so that they're able to sit and concentrate for longer. So that is something that you can try doing. But at least the diagnosis that I'm going to give you is probably you're scoring less in mocks because you're tired mentally and physically at the end of verbal and LRDA. Okay guys, one last question before I end the stream. If you have any doubts, please do message here. We have more than 130 people who are watching us live. Guys, I want to tell you a couple of things. Krakow is providing a lot of free material. I want you to make the best use of it. We are providing all the previous year's papers for most of the MBA exams, for CAT, ZAT, CMAT, SNAP, IFT, all of them. We have the previous papers. We have them in PDF format completely for free. All of them have detailed video solutions. In fact, in the PDFs, if you download the PDF and if you look at the text solution, there is a button after every question in the PDF. which is a link to the video solution. So if you don't understand the text solution in the PDF, just click on that button, a new tab will open in Chrome, and then you can see the video solution. That is very, very useful, and our PDFs are also downloaded by thousands of students. If you are enrolled to Krakow, definitely take our mocks, definitely take our daily targets. Krakow mocks are very, very similar to the actual examination. I personally ensure that all the questions in Quant, LRDI, Verbal, all of them are actually very similar to what is asked in the examination. All of them have video solutions, and they are taken by thousands of students. Krakow dashcards are very, very similar to the actual examination. Try to make the best use of them. You have just 4 months left. Take those mocks. Next, I would tell you to take the Krakow daily targets. They are taken by thousands of students every single day. Every single day, the number of daily targets taken on Krakow is more than 5,000. More than 5,000 daily targets are taken by students. That is a fantastic source for you to prepare well for CAT. You can ask your seniors. You yourself can take a few daily targets. You will see how good they are and how well they are going to help your preparation. So definitely do take the Krakow daily targets if you are enrolled to the Krakow course. Okay guys, I'll answer one last question before ending the stream. Please do ask your questions. Okay, how much time, how should I start LRDA and quants? Please tell me how to prepare from where. Why they he Mudalier is asking. Okay, why they he? The best way, I am assuming I am pronouncing your name correct, but anyway, the question that was asked is, how should I start LRDA preparation? How do I start quant preparation? For both of them, the best place to start is the previous papers. I won't recommend you to go to any premium course, any online course, any of that. First, go through the previous papers. That is very, very important, because then you will get an idea of what are the kind of questions that are asked, both in quant as well as LRDA, but especially in LRDA. When you download the PDFs of previous papers, CAT 2022, there are 3 slots. Download those 3 PDFs. CAT 2021, there are 3 slots. Download those 3 PDFs. CAT 2020, I think there are 2 slots. Probably, I don't remember. But anyway, download those PDFs. All these PDFs are available for free on our Krakow website. Once you download those PDFs, in LRDI, for example, go through 2-3 LRDIs every single day. Try to spend 45 minutes to 1 hour in solving an LRDI set. If you are not able to make any headway, then look at the text solution. If you are able to understand the text solution, then that is fantastic. If you don't understand the text solution, go to the video solution. Again, the link for the video solution will be given in the PDF itself. That is the first step in your preparation for LRDIs. Same for even quant. Okay guys, I have to end the stream now. If you have any doubts with respect to your CAT preparation in your journey to getting 99 percentile, please do comment below this video. I look at all the comments that are given and I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you found this video helpful, please do like the video, please do subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon.